Today I wanted to talk a little bit about why some people are not getting matches on the internet and why that might be the case. So I downloaded some of the apps so I can show you this because I've basically given up. But it's been brought to my attention that this is something that's going on, not because that's how it works, but because they're women. Now, if you're a woman on the internet and you're trying to do online dating, you are probably possibly swamped with likes and messages. For the average guy, this is not the case, so it's not obvious immediately to a guy that this is what's happening. So I'm going to use two different apps here today to show you what's actually going on and why people who are normal don't know. So you can recognize these. I'm not going to keep their identity secret, but this is what it normally looks like here. It's super bright, but let me see if I can change the brightness here. Turn the brightness down a little bit so it's less reflective. All right, so this is what it normally looks like. This is where your likes would show up if you had any, and then this is where your messages are. And this is what most guys' apps look like. And of course, this looks like this because it's you know downloaded recently. And this one dumps them when you delete it. When you delete the profile, not when you delete it from your phone. And I deleted the profile, and that's why I don't have any. I didn't not like I had a lot in there anyway. But this is what most guys see, so they don't know what most girls see. And I'm not a girl, but I do have another app that has the feature that women see. So this is a different app. Hold on, I'm going to bring this up. And this is what women see. Okay, this is a different app. And this one, even when you delete it, it keeps them in here. So you see in here, and this is proximal to where I was the last time I downloaded it. So you see these top two here in Ile-de-France. That's the area around Paris. Because I was in Calais at the time. And so you see this and it shows them, and they're, various places. And then eventually you get down here to where I don't know how many it shows. This is what women's inboxes look like. This is why you're not getting matches, because for a standard woman, this is what most of her inbox looks like. So and I only have 55 in here, and this is worldwide. Okay, for some reason this app lets you search for people worldwide. So worldwide, in the entire world, I have 55 likes that I haven't already addressed. So there are enough in here that it's got them grayed out. And so you can't see the profiles. And this is the problem that most guys have that they don't realize is if a woman has more than 20 likes, she's never going to see that you liked her. Even if you pay to have yours move to the top, if there's more than 20 people who pay to move to the top, then you just move to the top of the blurred photos. And so she's got to go through them. And I don't know if you noticed this. I'll have to bring it back up just to prove this is the case. You only get to see this, at least if you're a guy. Maybe that's not true if you're a girl. If you go to premium. So you can't actually engage with these people without paying, at least as a guy. So I can't actually clear any of these out, except for doing one of two things. I can reinitialize myself to some new location, and that will change the order of these. Because this doesn't even tell me where they're from. It used to show where all of them were from. It doesn't show that anymore. About 6 months ago, it used to show even where these were. Brazil and Argentina and stuff. But now it only shows where they are and the ones that are not grayed out. So I'm guessing this one's Kansas. This is in Zambia. If I change it to my current location, then some of these that are further away would move to the top and then not be grayed out anymore because they're closer to where I'm currently standing. That's one way. Or to pay to engage with them and remove them. So if you're this person right here, the girl's profile that you're trying to get attention from has to remove all the people above you to move you into the place where she can even see you, and then has to want to engage with you. So this is why most guys are not getting having any luck on the apps, because they're still invisible to women. That even if you like them, they have no idea that you've liked them. Okay, there's many reasons for this. You're too far away. Like I'm not going to the Zambia, okay, to get a wife. I don't care. I had one on there 6 months ago. Last time I used it, that was from Romania. That was appealing to me, but I'm like, I still don't want to go to Romania to find a wife. I don't speak Romanian, and it's hard enough to communicate in your native tongue, then add a foreign language on top of that. So You may like them. They have no idea that you've liked them unless you're in the top 20, because I think that's how many it shows is 20. So for most guys, they don't even know this is happening because, like in the first app I showed you, you can't see any of them. And a lot of them, and even in that app, if I had any, it only shows you the first one at a time. Now that one, it will allow you to look at them and decide if you like them or not, and then move them. But a girl has to go through all those profiles and eliminate them and get to you, and then not eliminate you for you to have a shot. And then it doesn't even tell you if you've been eliminated, so you don't know if you still have possibilities out there. So guys are getting burnt out on this because they are not. You can see their profiles, but they don't even know you know that you've seen them. They are so awash with likes and comments and potential matches that they're never actually going to see that you have swiped right on their profile. I still maintain that the best way, even though it also isn't working for me, is to go out there and meet people in person. All the people I know who are in even remotely healthy relationships are people who met organically through some common thing or who were introduced to each other by people who knew each other. And it hasn't worked for me. In fact, this morning I talked to a neighbor who I was leaving to run. She was coming back with her dog. She tried to set me up with somebody in December of 2019 who is the only person who didn't come to the party. Was the person she wanted to introduce me to. It's the only person invited who didn't come. And Berta Sue said, oh, yeah, she's in love with a married guy. So, again, she's in love with a guy who will never see her, and that's the problem. Girls are interested in guys who don't see them, and guys are interested in girls who will never even know that we exist unless we have an opportunity to interact with them in real life. And this Kristen girl that I was supposed to meet never actually gave me a chance to interact with her, so I never got a shot. It's essentially the same as this, but if they at least meet you in real life, then they see that you like them or not. Because on this app, unless you get out of that blurred out zone, they're never even going to know that you like them. And I think the same is true even if you send a cute note or something. The note and anything you write is buried in there because you're blurred out. It's not that your note wasn't, funny or entertaining. They have no idea you even sent it. So they can't be entertained. And then maybe by the time they read it, their profile is changed. They're like, what's he talking about? That's not in my profile. But it was when I wrote it 4 years ago. So if you're not having luck, it's because the way these are designed is to give you a false sense of possibility, whether you're a male or a female. The females have the false sense of possibility that there's so many fish in the sea they can have their pick, and the males have a false sense of possibility in that they don't realize that the women don't even know they're there because they can't see you. They still can't see you. I have a theory that the only way for this really to work is if you create a profile and you don't swipe on anybody. You let them swipe on you, and then you decide whether you are like them or not. And that one app I showed you where it shows me I don't like because I don't get to see them unless they match with me. So I don't get to decide unless I match with them, and I won't see those profiles because those people are too far away for me to see them. So I don't get to, and I'm not going to go global because that's no, I'm not looking for a wife anywhere in the world. So there's a false sense of possibilities created by the internet that there's 7 billion people on the planet. There's got to be someone out there for you. Well, odds be honest, the people that you're going to have actually the best chance with are people that you could theoretically run into today. Theoretically. So anywhere that's in a reasonable driving distance from where you're sitting right now or from where you live are the only people you actually have a shot with. Because those are people that you could see frequently enough to foster a relationship if you don't already have one already. People that you have reason to run into regularly, grocery store, church, work, common recreational activity, whatever it is. Those are the only people you really have a shot with. I don't care how many people are out there. Most of those people are going to remain strangers, even if you go there, because like I said, I was just in France. There were people I talked to, but they were all shocked that I was there because they don't see Americans in Dunkirk and Boulogne-sur-Mer. And so I think they were kind of confused I was there. They also, I think, were taken aback I spoke French. Because that's also not expected. And so they were in shock and not really talking to me. Plus, they also were not, young, attractive girls in whom I was interested, despite the fact that I was at the beach. Because, of course, I didn't go to the beach to go to the beach. obviously. But because I would look terrible being as pasty as I am. But there's not the options that you think, and it's made even worse than you realize because most guys don't really know because we get one, two, three at a time, and you look at it and go, I don't want this person. Why would I want a tattooed atheist if I'm religious? Pass. So we don't get inundated like this, and we're not even aware that this is happening to us because we don't see it from their perspective. They have this inbox that's just absolutely crushed with hundreds or thousands of potential matches, messages, etc. And even if you pay to move up, you still may just move up in the blurred area. And they still don't even know you exist. They still don't know you're out there. And they still don't even know that you're a possible match. At least if someone tries to set you up and invites you to an activity, there's a chance that you'll get some time to talk to them face to face. At least they know that you're real. These people will not, I will never even know who most of that they're there. There's 55 in there, but I've only seen probably half of them because right now it thinks I'm in France. But I've seen maybe half of them now, that half because I was in France, and then the other half because I used to be here. But I've seen maybe half of them, maybe 2/3 of them, and the others I will never see because they're too far away to even register. And that's in an app that has global distance. Not to mention that most women in a small area have lots of potential interested suitors. So they're even in a 15-mile radius of where they're sitting, they have hundreds of potential people, and they'll never see most of the profiles because they're going to go after the ones they're interested in and pursue those. And meanwhile, you've deleted the app, deleted your profile, you've moved on, you've unmatched, whatever. They've deleted their profile, and therefore you disappear. That's another thing. Is if a girl deletes her profile, same thing happens. Her big queue of potential people just disappears. And so you don't even know you're not in line anymore. The line has disappeared. It's like being at the airport. They suddenly move where the TSA, where the security line is, and you don't even know you're not in the line for that anymore because she deleted her profile. And now you're not in the waiting anymore. You're not in the wings. You're not even, she's never going to know. And that's the problem most guys have is most women in online dating are not going to have any idea that you liked her because as soon as she makes a profile, within the first day that she's on there, she's got enough likes that you're grayed out and blurred out, and she will never see it. This is the ultimate Kobayashi Maru for men. If you cannot win, the only move is not to play. And I don't think a lot of guys know this. So if that helped you make your decisions, this is the big reason why you shouldn't waste your time. I'll summarize it again. A woman makes a profile. Within 24 hours, if she's even halfway attractive, she has so many potential matches that unless you're in the top first 20 that match with her, she will never even know that you did because you will remain blurred out, grayed out, blocked out, or whatever because they have so many that she will never see it. Because even if you try and move yourself up, or she moves, or because of her activity, other people are removed and you move up, you're going to be so far down she never sees it. Even if you pay for it, you may still just move up into the higher tier of the blurred out photos. So she is never going to know that you liked her. This is the biggest grift on men's hope for romance because that's how it actually works. And men don't know that because we don't typically have long lists. And the only reason I know that is because that one app gives me a long list because it allows people globally to show up in my potential matches, regardless of what I've selected. That's the only reason I know that. The rest of them, like the first one I showed you, they're not even showing my profile because they're outside of my scope. And that's the other thing is if you're outside of their search criteria, they won't see you either. And I don't even know if you'll show up in their box. Like if it's a 25-year-old who's not looking for anyone over 30 and you're 32, I don't even know if you end up in her pool. Not sure why you would see her profile, but false hope, false promises, false premises, and the biggest grift ever played on the emotions of men. You do not have infinite options. You have the same number you always have, And women think they have infinite options, and so they think they can do better than you. They can't. They might, but they probably won't. But they also will probably never even know you exist. Your best chance is to meet them organically. And as bad as an option as that may seem, because it certainly isn't working out for me, it's your best bet because then at least they see you and they might know and might clue in that you're interested. Also, you'll have a shorter list that way. The people she's actually met with is a much smaller list than you'll ever have on the apps. So anyway, I hope this helps you make decisions. This is the biggest reason I see for men to bow out of online dating altogether. And maybe then women will go back to giving you a shot on the street. Maybe not. Who knows? But this is certainly not going to work for anyone unless you're creme de la creme. And I've never been creme de la creme. Even at my best, I was not top shelf. So good luck. I hope you find somebody that cares about you. I thought I had one once, and I could tell you, man, that's the happiest I've ever been in my life when I thought I actually had a woman who loved me and appreciated my love. And if you see this video and you know that's who you are, I hope you're happy. Godspeed. Good luck.